So in this video, we are going to check that what are these two methods in Java. First is hashCode, okay, and second is equals. So these two methods are exist in the default class of Java, that is object, that we can check. And what they does ideally, what equals does? Equals is used to compare the two object. Okay, that is used to compare the two object. Okay, so like the two objects with the value. Okay, so how it will work? So ideally what they'll do, by default equals method in object class checks the reference equality. Okay, if both reference are pointing to the same object in memory, that works. Okay, so ideally what we can do in that case, we can create a class, okay, with any name, and we can check that both objects are equals or not. So what I'll do, I'll just go to my Eclipse. See, creation is very simple. Let me create a class with the name student. Okay, and that I can create in any other packages test eq. Okay, now in this class what I can do, and let me create a tester as well so that we can understand that once again. I'll just go to new and then class. That class is tester, right? So I'll have a student. Let me maximize this. In this, I'll have a field that is integer ID. Okay, string name, string name. Okay, and then float salary, for example. Right now, I'll generate their getter setter or constructor, anything. So I'll just go with right click source, generate constructor using field. Okay, when I'll click on that, it will provide me that options. So I'm just going to create a public constructor. Let me click on generate. That works. After that, to print that constructor, we require a toString. I'll just go to source, generate toString. Let me generate them. Looks good. Now we'll have a tester. So in that tester, what I can do, I can just print one second main control space. And see, ideally, we don't require that toString because we are just going to test them. So we'll have student control space S1. Let me go first with S1 equals to new, and then constructor. I'll just go with ID1. Okay, name is test and salary is 123. Looks good. Now let me just go with the second one with S2. Okay, and now I'll just simply print this out. S1 dot equals. Now you can see that equals method belongs to object class and return type is Boolean. So that will just go with S2. Let me run this code. This concept is very simple. Okay, so we are getting false. Right now, ideally, if I'm going to run this code in that way, I just want to print this data. Okay, with let me create a new student with S3. Okay, and in this, I can change couple of values. So this is 2. Name is anything. Data salary is 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now what I can do, I can consider any data structure, any collection framework. For example, I'm just going with set. What is the features of set? Set does not allow duplicate values. Okay. So I'm just creating this set as a student. Set equals to new control space has set. Perfect. Now let me print that date. So ideally, what are the features of set? Before that, let me create a small example for set again, or what I'll do, I'll just change this set to a string. Okay, so that you can understand it very better. Now I'll have this string. Now there, uh, what we can do, we can just set something in a string, set dot add. First is Java. Okay, semicolon. Copy, one second, copy, paste. Okay, this is JPA, this is Spring, and let me go with Java again. Now, if I'm going to print this set, then what happened? Sys out, set. Now just see, right click, run as Java application. So you can see that duplicate values are not printed. Okay, now if I'm going to create set as a student, okay, like we'll have a student. Now what happened? I'm just going to add in these sets the value of S1, S2, and S3. Okay, we already have them. So that is S1, right? This is S2. One second, double quotes is not required. And this is S3. S3, right? Okay, now let me run this code. But before that, we need to uh, print this set. So what I can do, I'll have two string already. So let me just go with set dot for each, and I can take any reference variable like stu will going to print sysout stu. So this will be my reference. Let me remove that semicolon, and now let me run this. This is lambda expression. Now you can see I'm getting all the data. It means duplicate values are not removing. Okay, if you like let me print this out. S1 dot equals S2. Yes, they both are different. Let me run them. Ideally, they both. See, I'm getting false. Right. Ideally, all objects have a different address. Okay, S1 has a different address. S2 has a different address. S3 has a different address. Right. So, like they are not printing the same data. We are getting false every time. But our concept is how can we avoid this duplicacy? So, guys, for that purpose, again, we'll have that hash code and equals. Okay, so hash code, sorry, code and equals. So this how this equals work. Now what I'll do, I'll just go back to my page. Let me press Control Z. Yes, this one, and let me put this section in comment. Right now, I'll just go to my student class, and there I'm just going to right click source, and I'm getting an option hash generate hash code and equals. So what I'll do, I'll just select this. Let me click on generate. So you can see that this equals is generated along with the hash code. Now what happened? Now I'm not printing this below data. Now let me run this code again. Okay, I'm getting false. And when I'll go with this S3, so let me run this again. Now I'm getting true. If you notice one thing, why it's printing true, because now it is working with the equals method. In equals, we had defined everything. Okay, and equals work with object. So now in that object, it is working with the same data. Like we'll have the same data in S1 and S3. Looks good. Now I'll go to the concept of hash code. Let me put this in comment. Let me uncomment these lines. All right. Now we have like earlier before this, what was our output like? Let me put this in comment again. I'll just go to tester and let me run this code. Now you can see the output I'm getting the all data. Okay, no duplicacy, nothing is removed. Now let me go with equals. Okay. And now let me run this again. Right click, run as Java application. Now you can see again the same data. So what is the use of hash code? Now you'll understand the use of hash code. Let me uncomment this. So I'll just uncomment this line. Oh, we cannot run this file. Okay, save. And then right click, run as Java application. Now there you can find that duplicate data is removed. Why? This is because of hash code. So if you'll notice what hash code is doing, hash code is going to compare the complete data. Okay, with this ID, name, salary, everything. Okay, and that works with the help of this equals itself. Right. So this is the use of equals and hash code. Equals will going to compare the object as we see. Right. And hash code will only give you a like hash code is help you to remove the duplicate data. Right. So this is all about the hash code and equals. Okay. Now what we can do, see, if I'm going to remove these line, let me minimize this code. Save. Does it like and any change in output? Let me check. No. Right. And ideally we'll have name like ID is same and name is same. Right. If I'll just go this with 124, then what happened? Just see. We are getting the all data, right? Because we had defined them. Now in this file, what you can do, people can also perform some R&Ds and you can check. Like if I'm going to remove this float data, let me remove this float. Ideally, we don't want this float. Then no change. This semicolon is in this line. Okay, now I'm going to run this code. Then I'm getting the all data, right? Because that ideally this is the default definition of a method which will going to compare the all the fields, right? This and this and this all data, right? So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you.